see the content related code inside the browser, how we can inspect it. Okay, at the same time, what about the developer console? What are there? All are okay? These things we cover, right? Yesterday's one. Okay, don't worry who not joined yesterday's class. I will provide you the video. Okay, video link so that you can go through it. Okay, perfect. Our next level discussion. Okay, let me run our file. Open Revealing File Explorer. This is my file. Right click on this file. Open with Google Chrome. Open with Google Chrome. Okay. Now, how we can see this code? This is my content. This content related code, how we can see it? This content related code, how and where I can see it? This content related code, where I can see it? This content related code, where I can see it? Okay, in my developer console window, elements tab, body section or not? Okay, inspect it. Okay, this is my elements tab. Okay, this window I can say like what? This window I can say like what? Developer console window. Developer console window. There has multiple tabs or the elements tab is there, console tab is there, source and network and application. These 5 tabs I will discuss. Okay, for now elements tab you can focus. In the elements tab, 2 sections are there. See, 2 sections are there, left side section and right side section. Okay, in the left side section, whatever the content is visible to the end user, that content related code we can see in the body section or not. That content related code we can see in the body section or not. For example, if you want to see this Kohli code, right click on this, inspect it. See this, that Kohli highlighted in the elements tab or not. If you want to see the Sachin code, right click on the Sachin, inspect it. The Sachin highlighted or not. That is one way of inspecting the code of the content. Another way is what? Just click on this button. Click on this button. Now move your cursor. Move your cursor. Which element related code you want to see, just go there and click on that. That's it. Now see, in the elements tab, H1 highlighted or not, UV. This is the way we can see the content related code. Okay, perfect. Now inside the body, there has multiple elements are there. These elements we can categorize it like inline elements as well as block level elements. Tell me, which elements are inline in this? Which elements are inline? Which elements are inline? Span is inline, I is inline, B is inline, anchor is inline. Okay, how we can say this is like inline element? How we can say this is like a block level element? The element which take exactly the content width as its own width. See this, if I put my cursor on my span, if I click on the span, how much width highlighted? See that the highlighted part width is how much? 43. The element which takes the content width as its own width, that type of elements we can say like what? Inline elements. Now if I click on div, okay, is it like content width it's taken or it's like 1333 it's taken? It is take like 1333. It is whose width? Okay, div taken like 1333. That is whose width? Who is the parent for my div in the hierarchy? Who is the parent for my div? Body. If I click on the body width is like what? 1333 or not. So my div which takes my parent width as its own width, the element which takes the parent width as its own width, that type of elements we can say like a block level. Now you only can say span, inline or block level, content width, inline, parent width, block, parent width, block, parent width, block, parent width, block. Okay, content width, inline, okay, 55, okay, B33, inline, anchor, 40, inline. These all are like block level and inlines or not. Agreed? Now my question is very simple. Some of the elements are behaving like inline, some of the elements are behaving like block level. Why? How? Okay, how it is going to behaving like that? What is the reason behind it? What is the reason behind it? My div is black level element. Why it is behaving like black level? Why not my span? Why not my span? Okay, my H1 is like visible like this. Okay, why not my Kohli? That is our next level discussion. Very simple. Shall we move? Okay, up to here yesterday's discussion only, right? Okay, our next level discussion is like what? Why my elements are behaving like this? Each and every element has their own behavior. How it is possible? That's my question. Okay, let's start. Now, in the element section, two sections are there, right? In the elements tab, two sections are there. Say this section and this section. Now focus on the right side section. Okay. Okay, then I'm going to click on the span. In the right side, what you observe, just let me know. Click on the span. Did you find anything in the right side? Right side. In the styles tab, did you find anything here? The filter is there, element style is there, leave it. Okay, here one box is there. I find like box. Okay, that one keep in your mind. Okay. Okay, then next element is what? Come on. First element is like span. I didn't find anything. The next element is what? Div. Can I click on the div? Okay, click on the div. What do you find? Wait, come on. What do you find? There has, okay, some piece of code applied for my div like this. What is this code? We can see that. For now, just keep like that. Okay, this is my div, already div I written, right? This is the code, I find it. Okay, then the next one is what? Para. There are not, there are something is there. So can I copy this one? Okay, then to my para, these many things are there. Okay, the next one is like h1. For my h1 also, these many things are there. For my h1, these many things are there. Okay, h3 is there. Okay, for my h3 also, okay, these many things are there. For my h3. Okay. For my h3, these many things are there. The next one is like what? I. For I, only this property is there. What is this property? I will tell. Don't worry. Don't think more about that. Okay. I is this one. The next one is like what? B. Okay. Is this one. B is this one. The next one is what? Anchor. Okay. For anchor, there has something like this. To my anchor. Okay. Perfect. Now, yeah. Among these 7 elements, which elements are like black level? Okay, div is a black level, para is a black level, h1 is a black level, h3 is a black level. If you observe these 4 elements, see there has one style property in the style section only, right? We are able to see all these things. In the style section only, we are able to see all these things or not. In the style section, in my div, if you observe, there has one style CSS property applied by default to my div. Which CSS property? That is display block or not. To whom? To my div. If you come to my para also, the same property there or not there? Display block. Okay, some extra things are there. Leave it. Display block is there or not there? There. If you observe my h1, here also there has display block property are there or not there? Okay, to my h3 also, if you observe, display block property there or not there? That means I have 7 elements are there, 4 are like black level. These 4 black level elements having one of the CSS property called as display block or not by default. Because of that reason only, my div, para, h1 and h3 behaving like which kind of elements? A black level elements or not? Agreed? Come on. My div is behaving like a black level element. Why? What's your answer? My div is behaving like a black level element. Why? What's your answer? Why? Because by default, my div has applied with one of the CSS property called as a display block CSS property or not. Because of that reason only, my div is behaving like a block level element or agreed? Okay, my element behaving like my div is behaving like a black level element because of CSS property display block. That means means my elements are behaving like this, means that elements applied with some CSS properties, that the reason only each and every element is behaving in their own way or not. Yes or no? Okay, so how my elements are behaving like this means because of each and every element has their own CSS properties. Because of that reason only my elements are behaving like that or not. All are agreed with my statement? So my elements behavior completely depending upon what? My HTML elements behavior completely depending upon your CSS properties or not. Yes or no? Come on. Your CSS properties or not. Okay, shall we move to our H1? My H1 is behaving like this. Why? Why my H1 is behaving like this? Why not Kohli? Why my H1 is behaving like this with big font size like that? Why? Because my H1 by default applied these many CSS properties or not. Can you read the CSS properties one by one? Display block, because of that reason it's a block level element. Font size 2em, because of that reason it's like a big font size. 2em is a measurement, em 48 pixel. The next one is like margin top and bottom is there. Okay, what is margin, what is padding, I will tell. For now just remember, this is not a big deal. Okay, so margin top and bottom is there. That the reason, see this, there has a red shade is there, red shade to my H1, red shade, the gap it maintaining like a margin. Because of that one only we can see that red shade, it is maintaining top and bottom gap. My font weight is like what? Bold. Because of that reason only, right? My UV is looks like a bold. By default, these all CSS properties are applied for my H1. That the reason only my H1 is behaving like this or not. Agreed? Come on. Come on, respond. Okay. By default, these elements, these CSS properties are applied for this particular element. That's the reason only my H1 is behaving like that. Okay, why my B, okay, Lara is behaving, is looks like this. Why my Lara is looks like this? Okay, can I click on the Lara? Now see this, for my B, font weight bold CSS property by default applied. That the reason only my Lara is like visible like a bold letter or not. Okay, why my pointing in the italic? Can I check? My font style is italic, added by default to my eye. That the reason it is looks like what? In italic or not. Why my anchor is looks like this? Okay, cursor. Okay, color is like WebKit link something. This is one color. Okay, like this, different color. Cursor pointer. Why means if I put my cursor here, it is like, okay, click non-clickable mode. If I put my cursor here, it's like a hand symbol. Because of cursor pointer CSS applied to my anchor, that the reason only it is looks like what? Okay, clickable mode or not. My text decoration underline is there. That the reason my Gmail underlined or not. These CSS properties by default applied to my anchor. That the reason only my anchor behaving like this or not. Rida, come on. Okay, why my elements are behaving like this? My elements behavior is completely depending upon your CSS or not. Your CSS or not. So if you apply some CSS, we can change the behavior on element or not. By applying some CSS properties, we can change the behavior of an element or not. Agreed? If you apply some CSS properties, by applying some CSS properties, we can change the behavior of an element or not. Yes or no? Okay, then my question is very simple. Span is there, right? Is there any CSS or applied? Span, Sachin. It's a plain normal text or not? Now my question is, can I change my span behavior like H1? Possible or not possible? That is my question. Is it possible to change my span behavior like H1? Possible or not possible? 100% possible. How? How? By applying the CSS properties what we have for my H1. Okay, the same CSS properties can I apply to my span? That time my span is behaving like what? H1 or not? Okay, so that can I go to my H1? These are the CSS properties. Can I copy all this, select it, copy it. Can I go to my span, Sachin? Can I paste those? Yes, see that. What is my span now? What is my span now? Is it like inline element? Now, is it like inline element? See that? Is it like inline element my span? No, right? It is a black level element. It is behaving like my H1 or not? It is behaving like my H1 or not? Agree with me? Okay, now my question is like, is it possible to change my inline element into black level? Yes or no? Is it possible to change my inline element into black level? Yes, by applying display block property. Okay, is it possible to change my black level element into inline? Possible or not possible? Yes, that is also possible by applying display inline property. By applying display inline property. All are agreed? Why my elements are behaving like that? Okay, then my question is very simple. The difference between div and para. The difference between div and para I want. Difference between div and para. You don't know anything about div and para. Now tell me how we can inspect, how we can find the difference. How we can. Okay, very simple. Don't worry about that. First of all, see the behavior. If I come to my div, click on this one. Behavior completely depending upon the CSS. Okay, focus on CSS. Focus on CSS. Click on the div. What it contains div? Display block. On the P, what it contains? Display block. Div also having display block, para also having display block, but extra thing only the difference, right? What it contains, the extra. My para contains some extra things. What are those? What are those? Okay, there has some margin. There has some margin. See that there has a red shade is there or not? Top and bottom. There has a red shade is there or not? The top and bottom. To my div, that red shade is there. To my div, that margin is there. To my div, that margin is there, not there, right? That is only the difference, right? Yes, Sanwa. Come on. Okay. Okay. Now it should be fine twice. Okay, come on. Now, if you observe here, the difference is what? Div and para. My div is only the block property is there, no margin, nothing, no margin, nothing. Okay, but my para having some margin, 16 pixel top and bottom, there or not there? In the box you can see there has a margin is there, top and bottom gap is there or not there? That is only the main difference or not. If you want some gap one line to another line, then you can go with para. If you don't want any gap line by line, then you can go with div. Then you can go with div. Agreed with me? Okay. Okay, then the next one. The elements behavior completely depending upon your CSS. That one agreed. Okay. Is it possible to change my block level to inline? Yes. This is my block level element. Can I make it like inline? Can I make it like inline? Default display is black. Can I make it like display inline? Now see my Dhoni. It is which kind of element now? It is which kind of element now? It is which kind of element now? It is like inline or not? The CSS properties margin I will tell in the CSS class. Okay. Okay. So we can change the behavior block level to inline by applying display inline. We can change inline to block level by applying what? Display block or not. See my search it. It's like a block level element or not now at this moment. Yes or no? Okay. Okay then. Now you got some idea about elements tab, right? In the elements tab, so two sections are there. Okay, this is my left side section, right side section. In the left side section, whatever the content is there, that content related code we can see in the left side section. In the right side section, that particular code related CSS we can see or not. Okay, each and every element CSS we can see or not. Every element CSS we can see or not. Agreed? Okay then. Now let's start. HTML. Let me click on the HTML. What do you find? HTML, like which type of element? Come on. Now I want to add some more elements to my block level. HTML is like which kind of element? By default, it's a block level element. Okay, head. Which kind of element? Head. Head. Display none means whatever the code inside the head tag, that code will never visible to the end user. That is the meaning of display none. Then what kind of code we are going to place inside the head means I will tell. What kind of code we are going to place inside the head means will tell. Okay, yeah, title, styles, all these things. Okay, body. Body, which kind of element? Body, which kind of element? My body is like a block level element or not? My body is like a block level element or not? My body by default contains what? Block level is okay. Extra margin is there. See, there has a red shade you can see. Okay, margin 4 sides, not the top bottom, 4 sides. He has the margin or not? Okay. Okay then. That is about elements tab. Okay, so for good. Okay then. The next topic is like attributes. The next topic is like attributes. Yeah, attributes. Now attribute is nothing but it's a key value pair. Format wise, it's a key value pair. It tells something about your element here. It tells something about your element. For example, I have one element is there div. I have one element is there div. I want to tell something about this particular element. Okay, whose name is like tag name is like name SCSC. Okay, now see this. This key and the value pair is there, right? That one with respect to this element, we can say like an attribute. My attribute is a key value pair. It's just tell something about your element. It's just something tell something about your element. Okay, that attribute key is like here in this case name and value is like SCSC, whatever you want, you can write it. Like that, for a single element, you can write any number of attributes. Okay, ID is like one attribute, here name is like one attribute. Like this, you can write any number of attributes to my element. One attribute to another attribute, how we can differentiate, you know, by using space. Okay, see this. Now give some space. One key value pair to another key value pair, give some space. That one, okay, like that we can differentiate one attribute to another attribute. Got my point? My attribute is like what? Always it's a key value pair. It tells something about your element. It tells something about your element. Now you can go to any any website, your favorite website, Zoom. Okay, let me see the code. Let me see the code, what they written for this particular text. How we can see? Okay, go to that particular content area. using cursor, right click on this one, inspect it. Inspect it. Now see how to learn. Now this is the code they written for what? They written for this particular text or not, for this particular text. Now, if I click on this one in the right side, if you observe, these many CSS properties are applied or not for my div. See that these many CSS properties are applied or not? Yes or no? These many CSS properties are applied for this particular div. In the div itself, if you see class equals to title, what is this class equals to title? What is this class equals to title? It is a attribute or not? It is an attribute or not? It tells something about your div. The class attribute always tells like, okay, this particular CSS, the class is nothing but CSS. This particular title CSS class having some properties, that properties are applied for this particular div. Like this, it is going to tell. You got my point? Okay, it tells something about your element. Okay, class title. In CSS, we can discuss more about this class. Okay, for now, just hold. The next one is like, see, this div you can take it. This is like ID or not ID. It is tells always like unique identity. Okay, for example, in your class, the student roll number is there. That is like unique kind of thing, right? Okay, that kind of unique identity, if you want to give in your elements tab to elements, okay, that time you can add the ID attribute. It is like a unique identity for your element. Okay, now if you observe this anchor, see this, how many attributes are there in this anchor? Tell me, how many attributes are there? href one attribute is there. Space target, space style, like this, multiple attributes they written or not? Multiple attributes they written or not? Okay, edit as HTML. Can I copy this one? Okay, can you come here? Okay, attributes.html. Can I place this one? Total how many attributes are there? Total 4 attributes. One is like href attribute is there, another one is like a class is there, another one is like a target is there, another one is like style attribute is there. Okay, one attribute to another attribute, how we can differentiate? By using space. By using space. Now attribute tells something about your element, right? Okay, these 4 attributes, what they are trying to tell something about this anchor tag means very simple. They are telling by using this attribute, like whenever you click on this particular link, okay, the reference link, okay, the reference go to another page, right? Anchor always behaving like what? Okay, it's like a link kind of thing. Navigation purpose we are going to use. It is telling like this href is telling like, okay, where you navigate at the time of clicking on this particular one. Okay, it is tells something about that particular reference area. Okay, this is the one where you navigate. Class primary button is a CSS class which contains some CSS properties. Those are applied to my anchor. Like this, it is going to tell. Target is like blank, means where this page has to open in the same link, in the same page or in the different tab, like that. Okay, open in Explorer. This is my attribute section. Now open with, okay, Google Chrome. Okay, now is not saved. Is it saved or not saved? Not saved, right? Can I save it? Can I refresh? Okay, now see this. If I click on get on the guest list, if I click on this one, see, it is opened in the new tab. It is opened in the new tab, not in this area. Okay, not in the same tab. Okay, why it is opened in the new tab means because of this target attribute. Target is like self, it is opened like a same. Target is like a blank, then it opens in the new tab. Okay, style font weight is like bold. Okay, because of this one, okay, the style applied to this one is like a bold. Can I inspect it? Okay, now see this font weight is like bold applied or not? Yes or no? Okay, go on. These 4 CSS properties, okay, these 4 attributes tell something about your element or not? Okay, okay then. Now let me write one div. Let me write one div. Okay, Sachin. Okay, click here like this. Click here. I have written like one div. Now, if I add this attribute to my div, will it work like a anchor tag? Is my div is work like an anchor tag? That's my question. To my anchor, I place like href. If I click on this one, it's navigate to this page. The same href attribute I place it to my div. If I click on this one, will it navigate or not? Will it navigate or not? Can we check it? Now see this div href added. But if I click on this one, is it navigated? No, right? No, right? It's not navigate. Still, okay, it is accepting that attribute or not? Is it throw any error? Did it throw any error? No, right? Why it is not throw any error? Why it is not throw? Because in my markup language, no compilation, nothing. In my markup language, no compilation, nothing. Whatever you written the code, that is going to render. That is going to render. Okay, but the behavior, okay, my div behavior is not like an anchor, right? Is not like an anchor. Okay, that's the reason if you place that href also, my div is not behaving like that. So what you can conclude, what you can say, some of the attributes are specific to some elements only or not. Agree with my statement? Some of the attributes are specific to some elements only. Okay, best example, href. Specific to which element? Specific to which element? Anchor, link. Okay, image is there, source attribute is there. Okay, now I want a Google image in my page. I want Google image. This Google image I want. This Google image. This Google image. How we can get it? In my page, this Google image I want. First of all, what kind of code they written? Check it. This is the code they written. Right click on this one. Okay, edit as HTML. Control A, Control C, and go to your code. Just paste it. Just paste. Okay. Now, remaining all things you can delete it up to here. Okay, see this here. There has one source attribute is there or not. Remaining all you can delete. No issues. Okay. This source attribute tells something about your image, like from this particular path, I'm taking this image and display by using image tag, like that it's going to tell. Okay, the source attribute tells something about your image, like okay, from this particular path, I'm taking this image and it is going to place inside this image tag. Like this, it is going to tell. So my image inside the google.com, right? Okay, now can I place that image here? Can I place google.com? Okay, let me run it. Attribute section. My Google added or not? In my page, my Google added or not? Yes or no? In my page, my Google added or not? Okay, now this particular source attribute, if I give it to some other element, Control C, can I go to my div? Okay, can I go to my div? Can I replace my href with my source? Will it happen anything in my div? See, my div has the source attribute. Is there any changes or happened here? No, right? Okay, no error, but still my source attribute specific to image only or not. So some of the attributes are specific to some elements only. Some of the attributes are like common for all elements. Some of the attributes, what ID is common for all. Class, it's common for all. Name, common for all. Title, common for all. Style, common for all. Some of the attributes are common for each and every element. Some of the attributes are specific to some elements. All agree with me? One. So what is an attribute means? The attribute, it is a key value pair. It's just tell something about your element. It's just tell something about your element. Okay. Okay, then let's move to next one. My requirement is very simple thing. Okay, I want one login page. Login.html. Okay, username text box, password text box, one login button I want. Before that, I need Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli line by line. I want to display. Can you tell me the code? Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli line by line. Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli. I want line by line. Span. Okay, so far span Sachin. Span Dhoni. Span. By using BR tag. Open with like this. Okay. See this Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli is like line by line, line by line, side by side. How it is displayed? Side by side, right? Why? Huh? Why side by side? Why means these are like a inline elements, right? Okay. See why? This is my browser. Total width is how much? Browser total width is how much? 1333 total width. Yes or no? Body. Okay, first one is like a Sachin, span Sachin. How much width it is taking? 50 pixel. So 50 pixel occupied by Sachin. 50 pixel occupied by Sachin. Okay, next one is like what? Dhoni. Dhoni. Okay, it is like 40 pixel, for example. If it is like a 40 pixel, do we have place or not here? Okay, if it is like 40 pixel, do we have place or not to keep 40 pixel content? Okay, how much empty space is there? Here to here, this much empty place is there or not? Total how much? 1333 minus 50. Okay, 12, okay, 73 or something. 12, okay, 73 or something. 77. Okay, this much space is there or not there? Okay, into 1277 pixel place, can I keep my 40 pixel Dhoni? Can I keep my 40 pixel Dhoni? Possible or not possible? Yes. Okay, once my 40 pixel also done, remaining how much space is there? 1237. In my 1237, can I keep my 30 pixel Kohli? We can keep it or not? We have a space to keep the elements side by side or not? No. So these all are like side by side. Okay then. Now if I write like this, how my Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli is visible? If I write like this, how my Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli is like visible? I want, okay, how it is visible? Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli side by side, line by line, how? All are like line by line. Line by line, line by line or side by side? Okay then. No worries. No worries. I will tell. Okay. Shall we do one thing? New. Don't save. Okay then. First element is what? Total width is how much? Total width is how much? 1300 pixel, for example. Total browser width 1333, 1300. You can take it. Okay. First element is what? Span Sachin. Okay. So my Sachin place here. It's take how much width? Sachin? 50 pixel width is taken. So how much is like empty space is there? How much empty space is there? How much empty space? 1250. Okay, 1250. Okay then. The next element is what? Next element, div Dhoni. Div is like which kind of element? Default. Div is like which kind of element? Block level. It's take whose width? Parent width. Parent width is how much? 1300 pixel. So in my 1250 space, can I keep like 1300 okay pixel content? Can I place it? Possible or not possible? Tell me first. Not possible. That's the reason my div comes to the next line and occupies total 1300 pixel width or not? Yes or no? Okay then. Now here Sachin, here Dhoni. Kohli is how much? 40 pixel. Is there any space is there to keep 40 pixel? Total 1300 occupied, right? No, then that time my Dhoni comes here or not. So in this case, all are like side by side or line by line or not. Yes or no? Okay. But I require Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli line by line. Better to go with all divs. All divs. This is the recommended one. Line by line if you want. Okay. Sachin takes the full width. Dhoni takes the full width. Kohli takes the full width. Line by line, I need some gap. Sachin, Dhoni, gap required. Dhoni, Kohli, some gap required. Then which one is the recommended? To my para, also black level, it has some margin top and bottom or not. Margin is nothing but some gap. So can I go with my para? Can I go with my para? Sir, no. Okay. Okay then. Now here one heading I want to login. Which element is the suitable one? Big font size in a single line. Which element is the recommended one? Login. 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 Okay. Next, Sachin. I don't want Sachin. Here, user ID text box, password text box, and a button I want. Okay. So here, Sachin. I don't want Sachin. I want user ID and text box. User ID I want in the bold letter. So can I use B tag? Okay. Text box I want. Can I keep like one of the element called as a input? To create a text box, we have an element called as input. Okay. Now can I refresh? Come on, working. Why I need to use BR tag? You can use it, no problem at all. If you write like BR tag, one more extra tag we need to write it, right? Okay then. Now, why this input is behaving like this? Why this input is behaving like this? 4 sides, border, and allow to enter some data. How this element is behaving like this? Because of CSS, right? Okay. Which kind of CSS by default applied to my input? Can you see this? To my input, these many CSS properties by default applied or not. That's the reason only my input tag is behaving like this or not. These many CSS properties by default applied to whom? These many CSS properties by default applied to whom? To my input element or not. Okay, can I take all from here to here? Okay, copy this, place it. These many CSS properties by default applied. These many CSS properties, right mode, this one, font style, okay, color, font family, okay, and border somewhere, see this borders and everything is applied. That's the reason the element is behaving like this. Agree with me? Okay, then the next one is what? I don't want Dhoni. Okay, I want password. I want password. Okay, now can I take like input? Can I refresh? Okay, you want password like this? You want me to show the text, or you want the text is like some mask? Come on. You want me to show the text? No, right? I need some mask. The behavior should like what? Some mask, right? Further. Okay, you can add one of the attribute called as type equals to what? Password. Type equals to password. Can I refresh? Now see this, the user ID is like this, the password is like this. Agreed up? Now my question is, why my password is behaving like this? Why not my user ID? Why my password is behaving like this? Why not my user ID? Why my user ID is not having the mask?
Why the behavior like that? Because of CSS or not. What kind of CSS? See that. If you see this input, if you observe here, okay, if you come here, now see, this is my text box. Okay, box sizing, writing mode, font style are there. If it is a type equals to password, there has one extra thing is added or not. What is that? WebKit to text security disk. WebKit to text security disk. Because of this CSS property extra added to my input type equals to password text box. Okay, that the reason whatever the content you enter, that is like some like mask or not. That is showing with mask or not. Because of this CSS property, WebKit to text security. Can I copy this one? Can I add that property to this input now? Now see that. Have mask, yes or no? Confirmed, right? Because of this particular CSS property only, because of this particular CSS property only, okay, it is behaving with, okay, the content is looks with some mask or not. So always not like bullet points. Now see, if you want to show like a circle, you can show like a circle. Disk, you can show like a disk. Okay, if you want to show like a square, you can show like a square. Whatever you want, you can place it. Agreed? Come on, this is only the way of learning. We also don't know any CSS properties. Thousands of properties are there. Why I need to remember? Okay, it's like public, right? Okay, you can go to the Google and search and get it and add it. Okay. Now, this particular CSS property to add anything, any element you can add it. That content comes like mask, comes with mask. See, user ID I applied. It is like mask or not. Okay, the next one to my password also you can apply. If you want to apply, you can put like some mask or not. Okay, you can customize this one also with your own images. Okay, you can add it. You can add it. I will tell in the CSS if it is required. All are agreed with me? Come on. Okay, in CSS, if you observe, see, yeah. Okay, these many CSS properties are there. How we can remember? Huh? These many CSS properties are there. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, like that up to Z. Each and every CSS property, how we can remember? But minimum things are required. Minimum things are required. How to apply the CSS is important. Okay, you can get the property from Google, but how to apply is important. At the time of CSS discussion, I will tell. Got the point? Okay. So we have those video links. So already narrated people pasted somewhere. Did you check that?